Am I going bald? In this video, I discuss the differences between fine hair and thinning hair. I've been meaning to make this video for a very long time. Over a year ago, I uploaded a video to this channel talking about how to get massive hair volume and lift. This one's turned out to be one of the most viewed and one of the most popular videos on my channel. But with the hundreds of thousands of views, I also got many comments basically telling me the same thing. Apparently, I'm going bald. And if I continued to use the hair products that I was using in that video, then I was going to be bald in no time at all. As well as in that video, in a couple of other slightly more recent videos, you will have seen me with wet hair. And in these videos, you can see pretty much right down to my scalp. And this left many people thinking, oh, well, this guy's going bald. He's got really fine, thinning hair that's falling out and his hairline's going to recede even further back. But as you can see from this side-by-side image here, is my hairline any different than it was before? No. And why is that? Maybe I've had one of these celebrity hair transplants. Well, unfortunately, that isn't the case. This hairline that you can see here is the hairline that unfortunately I was born with as a child. I've pretty much always had a really large forehead with the central bit of my hair a bit further forward than the bit slightly to the side. My hairline has been in this exact same place ever since I started YouTube, generally ever since I can really remember. But why could you see right down to my scalp on those videos? It's because I don't have thinning hair, I have fine hair. And often when I use the term fine hair on a video or in a live stream, people jump to the conclusion that this means thinning hair, but it's not. Fine hair really refers to the individual follicles themselves. So basically, the individual strands of my hair aren't quite as wide as someone who's got more coarse hair. Coarse hair is often what people seem to refer to as thick hair as well. But actually, in terms of number of strands of hair per square inch, my head is probably the same as anyone with average or thick hair. When I'm not using products in my hair, it just lies completely flat. It looks a bit dead, to be honest, even though it isn't. Because the follicles are so narrow, when I get water in the hair, it seems to clump them together into sections, meaning you can see straight down to the scalp. Thin hair or progressively thinning hair is something different. Thin hair isn't to do with the actual width of the hair follicles themselves. Thin hair is hair that lacks the density, the number of strands per square inch. And someone who's got progressively thinning hair is losing some of these strands. Maybe their hair is falling out or it's simply not regrowing after a haircut. And this can typically be seen in two areas of the head. One being the back around the crown area. As I explained earlier, my hairline naturally seems to just go up a bit there. I don't know why, it's just the case. But someone who's got thinning hair that's progressively receding, you'll notice that this area will be going back further and further and further. When you wet thin hair, it also looks quite similar to when you wet fine hair, which is absolutely why people get these things confused. Out of these two hair types, which one is going to be better? Well, if you're someone that actually wants to do stuff with your hair, obviously having fine hair has got the advantage of being able to utilize products to get the hair in position. Whereas obviously with progressively thinning hair, you're fighting a bit of a losing battle in the long run. But one of the reasons I'm making this video is that I think that lots of guys, when they maybe have quite a big forehead like me naturally, maybe when they wet their hair, they see that they can see straight through to the scalp, jump to the false conclusion that they've got thinning hair. When in many cases that isn't true. They just need to use some products in order to make their hair actually look and feel a bit thicker, a bit easier to work with. There's positives and negatives to pretty much any hair type. In my opinion, the best hair type to have is quite coarse and thick hair. The reasoning being you're able to obtain massive volume without even using a pre-styler at times. And that seems to be what 80 to 90% of these hairstyling YouTubers seem to have, is quite thick hair that they can easily get into these big hairstyles. Lots of people also seem to complain about having quite thick and coarse hair and not being able to control it as best as they would want. But with the types of products we've got access to these days, it's much more easy to control quite thick hair and get it into the right shape than it is to try and, plump up and get thinning hair into the position that you want. As I mentioned before about my hair just literally lying dead straight and flat, it's a lot more difficult every single day. It's just a lot more time consuming. So my advice for you guys out there who don't know if you've got fine hair or thinning hair is maybe take a look at a picture of yourself from 12 months ago, 2 years ago. See if you can see much of a difference with regards to your hairline or your hair density in these pictures. If there's no real visible change, you've probably just got quite fine hair. But if there is a bit of a difference, then you could well be thinning. For today's video vote, I want to know what hair type you guys have got at home. You can select from the eye in the corner of the screen, choose one from the drop down menu. I want to see really what sort of tips I need to be offering you guys in future videos. And let me know in the comment section the type of hair you've got, as well as what products you use to get the style you want every day. And if you want some personal one-to-one consulting with myself with regards to your hairstyle, hair type, the products that you're using to get the best hairstyle possible, make sure to check out my website. I'll link it up here in the cards and also on the end screen. I've recently set up an online system there so I can do a Skype call with you at home. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you press that subscribe button and also turn on notifications so YouTube will tell you every single time I upload a new video. And I'll see you guys on the next one.